everyone, my name's Amata and welcome to the very first Cosplay Corner. You may have seen me in some of my Amnesia / Slender / Scary game videos. If you haven't, well, go check the channel out, there's a ton of stuff there as well as some other videos, but enough of all that. This series is, as you probably have guessed, about cosplay, and it's going to be a general what am I working on at the moment, what are my future plans for cosplay, blah 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 tutorials and things like that. And what better way to... There we go, sorry about that, I had to sort the focus out. Anyway, as I was saying, and I'm going to start off this series with a tutorial. And as the intro should have shown you, it will be Kunimitsu from Tekken Tag 2, her mask. And some of the pictures I'm going to show you are ones I've taken when I was making the mask, and some are going to be taken off the internet of certain items that I used that I didn't actually take pictures of when I was making it. So yeah, just a quick thing. Right, so here is the mask. This is going to be the final product. Yeah, obviously no glasses when I'm wearing this, but still. So, what are we going to do to make this little fella here? Well, first of all, you're going to need a paint your own animal mask, and I got this from Wilkinson's, which is a sort of chain shop here in the UK. But I'm sure most of you guys in the US or other countries will have some sort of craft shop. But basically all you want is a basic cat mask. You only want it to come down to about here. You don't want a full one, otherwise you'll have to cut the bottom half off, because Kunimitsu's mask from Tekken Tag 2 is only down to the nose, just here. So just keep that in mind when you're looking for your mask. It doesn't really matter, as long as it's a basic sort of feline shaped mask, you'll be fine. The first thing you want to do is cut the ears off, because as you can see, these are ears that I've added. They did not come with these ears, it was just standard cat ears. They were sort of back here, like that. And you should have seen on the picture anyway of the original item. So yeah, you cut the ears off. Done, okay? Next item that you'll need is lots of card. Doesn't have to be coloured, but this is the best I could find, that was cheap. I got this pack for like £1. It's just thin card, you know, nothing particularly amazing there. So yes, you basically want to work out the rough sort of shape that you need to get this, and obviously you want it to coincide with the natural curve of your mask. That's how I've done it. So, and then obviously you want it straight down to there. So obviously the dimensions will depend on the mask that you have. If you've got this one, then you know you've got a basic idea. You just need to follow the natural curve, go up, you know, a few centimeters there, and then go back down. And obviously once you've found a shape that you're happy with, you just literally, you know, put it, trace it, stencil it out onto another piece of card, cut it. And yeah, you want 2 pieces of card for each ear, so that you have a bit more strength, because as I said, the card is a little bit thin. But you don't want to use cardboard, because you'll get that you know, this corrugated effect that isn't really all that good in my opinion. It'll be too much work for you to correct that, and it keeps going out of focus, which is really annoying. Sorry about that. Anyway, as I was saying, so yes, 2 pieces of thin card to start off with the ears, and there will be pictures that I took while building on screen throughout this tutorial, so it won't just be me explaining to you, we'll have some sort of visual feedback as to what I'm talking about. So you've got your ears, and you've got them all cut out, and you've got them ready and raring to go. So what you want to do is get some PVA glue, you know, standard PVA glue, nothing amazing. It's also called skull glue, just, you know, standard white paste glue, nothing spectacular there. And you obviously want to glue the 2 halves that you put for one ear together. Just leave it to dry for a bit, and when it's dry, you want to have your good friend masking tape ready, because you're going to be using a lot of the mat when you are making this particular mask. So yeah, masking tape, just in case you don't know what I'm talking about, that's masking tape there. I'm sure most of you know what that is, but just in case it's called something else, just thought I'd show you. Anyway, so just attach it at the bottom on the underneath side, as you can see here. Just attach it here, And obviously I basically did 3. I did one at the bottom, one here and one around the top, and just wrap it round. Don't be afraid to have it come around the front, that's not going to matter at all. So just, you know, yeah, use as much as you want, it really doesn't matter, it's better if it's secure. And then basically once you've done that, you want to get a hot glue gun. Standard hot glue gun, this is the one I've got. Let me show you the box as well. So yeah, and obviously some glue sticks, nothing particularly incredible. And you want to actually fix it permanently to where it's connected to the mask at the base of the ear. And then just keep the masking tape on, because obviously it will hold it there while it's drying. And obviously I've still got mine on, because a bit of extra security does not hurt. So you've got some hot glue, and you know, you just press it, and yeah, you've got it. You've got the ears attached on the front there. So what's the next step? Well, how I did it was to basically curve the ears a little bit as well, so that it follows the natural thing of the mask here. As you can see, they're not dead straight, they curve up like that. If you want to have them dead straight, that's up to you, but that's personally not how I did it, because, well, cat ears, they're not dead straight, are they? They do have a little bit of a curve to them, and obviously when you've got it, it looks a bit more natural, doesn't it, when it curves like that. So you just want to, you know, just a little bit of a bend, not too much, and just leave that to dry. Next is going to be to build the nose, because obviously this is not how this mask came. It was just a standard cat mask that I showed you at the start of the video. Excuse me. And it was just, you know, a little nubbin nose that wasn't accurate at all. So you're going to need your card again, and basically you want to cut it into strips. So just to give you an idea of the thickness, roughly that thick, yeah. So as you can see, yeah. But obviously, what you want to have is from about this point in the mask, and have it come down. So that's the kind of length that you want. It's, I don't know. It depends on how you personally want to have it. I mean, I personally think this is fairly accurate, but obviously feel free to mess around with the method, that's fine. So you get an idea, you just want a length of cardboard coming down from here, coming all the way to the tip of the nose. That's the start. Secure that with some masking tape on there, okay? And then you want another piece, same thickness again, yeah? And this time you're coming from the cheek of the mask to join up to be the same length, or no, not the same length, so it comes to the same place as the bit you've already done. Hope you get what I mean with that. And obviously again on this side, the same method, and on the bottom as well, yeah? So you've got it, obviously, you know, if you want to fold it under, and that's fine, that doesn't matter at all. As long as it all joins up to around the same place, that's fine. Obviously secure all this in place with lots of masking tape, that's fine. Don't be afraid to use that masking tape is your friend with this, as I said. And if you want to use a little bit of PVA or hot glue to make it a little more sturdy, you can do, but to be honest, with the steps that we're going to do later, it's not really necessary, and using masking tape at this stage is absolutely fine, trust me. So you obviously, once that's all done, you want to have a square piece at the end that's going to be like the actual nostril part of the mask here, so it all joins up and is connected to this at the end. Liberal use of masking tape. Do be neat, obviously, but you know, just make sure it's all secure, all on there. Don't be afraid to, you know, have it all on the underside of the mask. As you can see, quite a lot of masking tape was used for this particular mask. So yeah, at this stage you should have what you see on screen, or if not, you get a rough idea as well. So next step is to start using paper mache. Now, I'm personally for building masks like this and my Hichigo mask, which I'll briefly show you actually. For masks like that and this bad boy here, which obviously I made as well, using a similar method to this, and I'll probably do a tutorial for this one as well in a different video. But yeah, just so you know, this paper mache method is not the usual one of, you know, flour, water, blah. It's not the same at all. So what you're going to need for this, obviously newspaper, but some of it's going to involve kitchen towel as well. So just so you know, for this particular one though, you just want newspaper, but you also want a bowl with some more PVA glue and a little bit of water. So basically you want to make it a little bit runny, but not so it's basically like water. It's just so it's a little bit more runny than it naturally is. So you get a kind of watery glue, and that's what I used for this rather than the standard water, flour, papier mâché glue method. So when you've got your glue mixed up, basically what you want to do is start cutting strips of newspaper or just ripping them, doesn't really matter, and obviously applying them over the nose. So like, you know, just try and follow natural shape. Obviously you can have a piece there, just so it's all covered. There'll be some couple of pictures on screen of what my mask looked like in this stage, so you get an idea. I do definitely have that picture. I know I'm missing some that I should have taken, but that's why I'm trying to explain it so thoroughly. And if there are any questions after I'm done, feel free to put them in the comments, you know, that's fine. I'll be more than happy to answer you guys' questions, that's fine. Anyway, so you want to do that and obviously leave it to dry for a bit and apply a second layer once it's completely dry, and just, you know, put it all, don't be afraid to put it all over the cheeks. Just make sure that you don't go over the eyes. We'll be doing the eyes in a moment, so don't worry about that. Okay, as I just said, going to be doing the eyes. It really depends on the mask you've got as to exactly what you need to do, but basically Kunimitsu's mask is more of a fox than a cat, but obviously it still has that feline shape, which is why you just use a cat mask. But basically you just need to change the eyes just a little bit. As you can see, it's got the you know, the sort of feline shape to it. I didn't have that when this mask started out. It was just a standard sort of elongated circle shape. So basically you just want to get a nice sharp pair of scissors and just cut a little bit off at the end there. So you've got a nice little sort of triangle cut off at the end. Follow the basic sort of shape as you can see here. Yeah. Right, sorry about that. Anyway, so basically you want to cut, so you're following the natural curve up like that basically, and you want to do the same at the bottom, and obviously this is on both eyes, so you get that sort of curved feline shape like that. Yeah, okay. And next we're going to use the kitchen towel that I was talking about earlier. This is on the ears. We're not done with those bad boys yet, I'm afraid. So the kitchen towel method is pretty much what I said in terms of the mixture of the glue. It's exactly the same, but obviously you're using kitchen towel and lots of it. I bought basically a pack of 2 kitchen towels, and I got my way through one, I think, but obviously having the spare one is fine, and it only cost me like £1 anyway, so just doesn't have to be fancy kitchen towel, just standard is fine. And there's lots of kitchen towel on this. So basically you want to fold your kitchen towel. I don't have any here actually, but I can show you with this card what I'm trying to say. Basically, rip a piece the length of the ear, so yeah, but make it too thick, and then you want to fold it a couple of times like I've just done with this card here. Yeah, just fold it so you get a little bit of thickness there, and then get a paintbrush, put a little bit of glue on the brush, put it like that, and then obviously hold it on the ear and then get more glue on the brush and actually just brush it onto the mask like that. Yeah, and then obviously you do the same for the other side, and obviously like I've done here, you want to curve it to follow the shape of the ear. The good thing about this method is that obviously, you know, when you're applying the kitchen towel with the method I just told you, it's going to be basically like that, and then obviously another piece like that. So once you've brushed it on, what you can do is just, when it's still wet obviously, just get your finger and just very gently push it like that, and it'll sort of just basically mould it into the shape that you need. That's why I use this method, because when you do it with the kitchen towel and you've got lots of layers and blah, just curve it when it's still wet and it'll take the shape of what you want. And I did the same thing with this mask with the teeth and also with the raised eye bit here at the top. So you probably want to use, I don't know, I'm trying to think, 2 or 3 layers on each bit. So that's a bit, that's a bit, that is. So basically 2 or 3 layers with the method that I just told you. And then when you're happy with that, when you think, well, that's raised enough, that gives it the concaved inner ear look that you want, and it's all nice and dry, yeah, you just get some squares of kitchen towel. Don't want it too big, obviously, roughly the sort of size of this, and then just put it over the top and then just brush it on. As I said, don't be afraid to fold it under. As you can see, that's what I've done with my ear there, and give that a few layers. So basically you can only just see the card underneath, basically. So there should be 2 or 3 layers on top of that. And basically what you don't want to do, which is a mistake that I actually made, and I'm more than pleased to admit that I made a mistake, I'm not a perfect cosplayer, no cosplayer is that you can still see where the original ears were on my mask. What I should have done is built this bit up more where I put my ears on, the ears that I made. So I should have had more here so that it you know, subtly went down instead of what you can see there, yeah. So just, if you're using the similar sort of mask to me or what have you, just keep that in mind, because that's a mistake that I made. And while it's not a huge deal, it definitely detracts from the mask. So just make sure you keep that in mind as well when you're doing this. So basically we've got our ears, and now what's left is to basically unify everything. At the moment it's all covered in masking tape and it's all like newspaper and stuff everywhere. So basically what we want to do now is to get more kitchen towel, sort of big squares, yeah, and just start putting it all over the mask. Obviously do keep in mind that if you're putting it over the eyes, just boopsie it with your finger so that, you know, it doesn't cover the details that you added on the eye, yeah, do you know what I mean? So boopsie it, yeah, okay. So you're doing that all over the mask so that basically it's all even. This is what you're trying to achieve with this now. This is all even, because at the moment, as I said, there's tape and there's blah, and it's all like, you know, you just want to basically give it a nice even look, which this definitely does. As you can see, you can't really tell what I did with this. It will take you a while to do this. I don't know how many layers. I mean, on the basic mask where I didn't really do much, like the cheeks and up here, it didn't really take me all that long, but here was the biggest issue to get even. And here is where you want to add some more shape to the nose as well, because obviously there should be a reference image of Kunimitsu's mask from the game, and basically it naturally curves from the cheek like that. And what might have happened, as was happened to me, is with just the card, it's a bit too sharp. So you want to add, with the method that I showed you, you know, folding a square and then put it on, brushing it on like that. So basically you get a more natural curve towards the nose happening from the mask. So don't be afraid to add a few layers and make sure it's all even and smooth, because obviously at the moment it's all jagged edges. And here as well is another place where you're going to have to smooth it out, and this gap here. Yeah, so just add a few layers there, and on the here as well. So at the moment it's just sharp like that, which is obviously not how it looks in the game or in the reference art that I've given you. So basically you want to add little squares, basically like, best way to show you instead of trying to explain. So you've got a few layers, kind of like that, on the end here, and just build it up, and on the front as well. And then obviously just feel free to add the curve like I showed you, like that. And then obviously when all this is done, when it all looks even and smooth, just add a few more thin layers, of kitchen towel over the top, so it all looks unified and smooth. Basically now we're almost done with the mask. After it has completely dried, and I mean bone dry to the touch, so that all the paper mache that you've added is solid. This is solid. Yeah? You want to get your paints. I use basic acrylic paints, nothing fancy. I've got my white, yeah, and my red. Just white and crimson red, and maybe a little bit of black, but that's not necessarily necessary. And obviously all you want to do now is cover the whole thing in white, so give it a few layers. I say 2 to 3 layers of acrylic paint should be just fine. Pretty sure that's what I added, yeah, about 3 layers, yeah. So that it should all look this sort of bone white, not the sort of white of the kitchen towel, basically. So you want all, and once that's dry, if you want, what you can do is do what I've done on the eye here and add a little bit of small stroke of black coming from the tip of the eye, so it follows the nose down like that, and then again at the tip here, so it again gives it that more suggested fox-like look, which is how Kunimitsu's mask is. And then obviously you want to get your crimson red and just follow the shape of the eye, brush it on. It does go a little bit above, same with the stroke of black that I did there. So follow, and that's how far you want to go down. Same again on the other eye. You'll probably only want 2 layers of this crimson red at most, because it's a fairly dark red, and if you add too much it will start to go a brownish colour, and it'll probably look brownish when it's drying, but don't panic. As you can see, mine doesn't look brown, it's red, so it's fine. And then obviously next comes these sort of commas at the top here, and it's fairly simple to do. It's like a comma, just blob there, and then obviously stroke up, and just basically try and keep them even, try and keep them about this size or a bit smaller. Just basically don't be afraid to make them a little bit bigger if you need to neaten it. That's why these are so big, because, you know, just take your time and apply a couple of layers. So it's basically done now. All that's left is this. Anyway, this should have come with the mask, basically. I didn't buy anything special, it came with the set that I bought. If not, it's just basically elasticy string, and it's what most masks use. So you want to knot that, and obviously when you're doing it you need to make sure these holes are still uncovered, otherwise you'll have to poke new holes in when you're done. So yeah, so it's literally, I've got a double knot on each side, and that held for the whole convention that I wore it, which was, well, it was a 3-day convention, but I wore it for 2 days, no problems. As you can see, it's fine. So yeah, just put it at both ends, double knot, and then obviously you're done. As you can see, excellent. So, hope you found this video somewhat helpful. I hope it was. If you have any problems / questions, comments, please do feel free to let me know in the comment section. I'm always happy to answer any guys' questions, receive constructive criticism, or what have you. This is the beginning of a new series, so, you know, and obviously I didn't really have this series in mind when I was taking the pictures while building, so that's why a couple of them are missing. When I do it in the future, like for this one, or for any future tutorials, then I will do. Let me know what you want me to cover, and any changes you want me to make for the series. What I might also do as well is more Kunimitsu stuff, because I've got her kimono just over there, which I'll show you guys actually. And what I might do is show you how to make the flowers, because Kunimitsu's kimono has got these flowers on it here, as you can see. And yeah, and they're all over the place, they're all over the thing. Alright, so what I might do at some point is to make a video on how to do those as well. So yeah, please do feel free to hit me up with any comments and suggestions, or just general feedback is always good. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you've enjoyed my very first cosplay corner. I should have another vlog / thing for you soon on my next cosplay. I haven't actually decided yet. I've got a couple of options in mind, but I'm not sure yet. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.